The stranger on the floating terrace. The Grand Celestial Gala was the most dazzling event in the Orion Expanse, an annual gathering where nobility, diplomats, and the galaxy's elite displayed their wealth, alliances, and vanity in equal measure. Suspended in orbit above the crystalline planet Verilum, the gala's ballroom floated in a transparent sphere of reinforced glass, completely open to the stars. I didn't belong there. Not really. I was Commander Jace Marlowe, a human officer invited only because humans had recently joined the Galactic Council. My presence was political, a gesture from Earth that said, "We're willing to play nice." But I wasn't a noble, or wealthy, or even particularly charming. I'd survived 3 wars, saved thousands of civilians, and somehow that made me fit for diplomacy. I disagreed. Still, I'd force myself into a suit, plastered on a polite smile, and try not to touch anything that looked too expensive. The music was soft, rhythmic, almost ethereal, played by floating, shimmering drones. Guests drifted across the dance floor as if gravity itself bowed politely to their status. That was when I saw her. She stood alone on the upper terrace, overlooking the stars. Her gown shimmered like liquid starlight, shifting from silver to deep violet as she moved. She wasn't adorned with jewelry, didn't need any. Her presence alone felt regal. Her hair, long and pale like moonlight, fluttered in the artificial breeze. Her skin held a faint iridescent glow, and her eyes were a breathtaking violet gold, like twin nebulae. She was the most beautiful stranger I had ever seen, and she looked lonely. Before my brain could stop my legs, I walked straight toward her. She turned, startled, and for a heartbeat, just one, her expression softened as if she recognized something in me. "Are you hiding?" I asked gently. "Or waiting for someone?" Her lips curved slightly. Perhaps both. I hesitated, asked myself if I was being foolish. And then, "Would you like to dance?" She blinked, slowly, as if she had never been asked such a simple thing before. "Do you know who I am?" she asked. "No," I answered honestly. "Should I?" She looked at me for a long, unreadable moment. Then, "I would like that," she whispered, and she placed her hand in mine. Warm, soft, trembling. Not with fear, but with relief. We stepped onto the floating platform as the music shifted into a slow, graceful melody. She moved with elegance far above my level, every step a perfect gliding motion. I nearly tripped twice, earning a small laugh from her. A laugh that felt like stardust brushing my ears. "You're different from the others," she said finally. "Less polished." I offered. "Less hungry," she corrected. "They all want something. And you think I don't? Perhaps you do. But you're not asking for it." I smirked. "Well, if you must know, I would like one thing." She tensed. "And that is?" "A name." She froze. Literally froze mid-step. "Is that a problem?" I asked. Her throat bobbed. "You truly do not know?" "Should I?" Her eyes softened with a strange mix of heartbreak and joy. "My name is Leora." Just Leora. She didn't offer a title, and I didn't push. We danced until the music faded, and even then, neither of us let go. The stars rotated around us, as if they approved. Then, "Will I see you again?" I whispered. She swallowed, pain flickering across her features. "I hope so." And then she slipped away into the crowd, vanishing before I realized she had truly gone. I was left standing alone, staring at the terrace where she had been, replaying every moment in my head. I didn't know her name was spoken in legends. I didn't know she had vanished 20 years earlier. I didn't know she was the most powerful being in the Orion Expanse. All I knew was that I needed to see her again. 2. The reveal of a queen. The next morning, alarms blared across the orbital hall. Attention all guests. Remain in your designated quarters. The Sovereign escort fleet is approaching. I frowned. Sovereign? That could only mean… Oh no! The Queen of Verulam? I muttered aloud. Soldiers lined the corridors. Dignitaries rushed to assemble. The entire space station vibrated with preparation. And then the announcement that froze every diplomat in their tracks. Presenting Her Radiance, the celestial monarch of Verulam, Queen Leora. My heart stopped. Leora. My Leora. The stranger I had danced with. I followed the crowd to the central hall, and there she was, dressed in ceremonial armor woven from shimmering astral silk, a crown of living crystal resting upon her head. She stood tall, commanding, radiant. A queen. My breath left me. She turned, greeting dignitaries one by one. Her gaze moved mechanically, dutifully, until it found me. Her posture faltered. Her eyes widened, shimmering with panic. The High Guardians immediately noticed her reaction and stepped closer, hands on their weapons. The queen was not supposed to show emotion, but she was staring at me like I was the only person in the room. Human Commander Jace Marlowe, a guard barked. Approach the queen. I froze. Leora's lips parted slightly, just enough for me to read the silent plea in her eyes.
Please don't bow. So, I didn't.
I stepped forward, steady, calm. The hall fell silent. Aliens stared, offended, scandalized. Queen Leora spoke first. Commander Marlowe. Her voice held warmth now, faint but real. We danced last night. Gasps rippled through the audience. The queen had danced with a stranger. A human. Unannounced. That was before I knew who you were, I said quietly. And now that you do? She asked. I stepped closer, guards flinching. I'm glad I didn't know, I whispered. You deserved one night where someone saw you, not the crown. Her eyes glistened. And then, unthinkably, impossibly, she smiled. A soft, private smile meant only for me. The hall erupted in whispers. The queen raised a hand, silencing everyone. Commander Marlowe, you will accompany me today. The High Guardian stiffened. Your radiance, it is inappropriate. It is my order. Her voice hardened. He will stay by my side. And just like that, a human soldier became the personal escort of the most powerful queen in the system. I had no idea what political storm awaited me, but I knew one thing. She didn't want a guard. She wanted me. 3. The truth behind her loneliness. Leora led me through the shimmering crystal gardens of the station's private wing. Her crown was gone now, replaced by a simple hair clasp. She looked younger, more fragile, more real. I didn't plan for any of this, she murmured. My advisors want me shielded, worshipped, untouchable. But that life, it suffocates me. You disappeared for 20 years, I said gently. Some say you were dead. She laughed softly. I escaped. From what? From a cage made of expectations. My own people adore me, but not as a person. As a symbol. She paused, looking up at the swirling nebula outside the glass. Last night when you asked me to dance, I almost refused. Why didn't you? She turned fully toward me. Because your eyes didn't see a queen. They saw a woman alone on a terrace. I swallowed. I still see that woman. Her breath caught. We walked in silence for a moment until she stopped before a glowing crystal monument. This, she said, holds the memories of my lineage. Every queen before me. She touched it gently. And this life will consume me if I let it. I placed my hand beside hers on the crystal surface. Then don't let it. She looked up at me, Stars reflected in her eyes. When you touched me last night, I felt something I haven't felt in decades.
What? Choice.
I didn't move, didn't breathe. And now?
I asked.
She stepped closer, close enough that her voice became a whisper. Now I must choose between a lonely throne and the first person who has ever treated me as more than a symbol. She reached for my hand. I took it, and the moment our fingers intertwined, the crystal around us pulsed with light, reacting to her emotions. The Queen of Veruloom was falling for a human, and she didn't hide it. Not anymore. For the choice that shook the galaxy. That evening, Leora summoned her council. Hundreds gathered, advisors, generals, politicians. The hall glowed with celestial fire. Someone had leaked that the Queen had spent the day with a human. The tension was visible. A High Commissioner stepped forward. Your Radiance, rumors spread that you have shown undue favor to Commander Marlowe. The Council demands clarification. Leora rose from her throne. There is no rumor, she said. Only truth. The hall stiffened. I spent my day with Commander Marlowe by choice. Murmurs exploded. And what choice is that? A general asked sharply. Leora looked at me. Then she spoke words that silenced an entire galaxy-wide elite. I choose him. The hall erupted in chaos. He is unfit. He is human. He is beneath you. He threatens the throne. Guards leveled weapons at me. Advisors shouted. Diplomats nearly fainted. Through the storm, Leora stood unwavering. You forget, she said, her voice vibrating through the hall. I am your queen, and a queen may choose her consort. Her gaze softened as it found mine. And I have chosen. She extended her hand. My heart thundered, but I stepped forward and took her hand before the entire council.
Gasps.
Outrage.
Awe.
The Queen intertwined her fingers with mine. A declaration. A rebellion. A promise. The ending. The dance that changed everything. That night, after the council dissolved in a political tornado, Leora and I returned to the same floating terrace where we first met. No guards. No council. No crown. Just Leora.
And me.
Do you regret it? I asked softly. Choosing you? She smiled. It is the one decision I made entirely for myself. The stars reflected in her eyes. She stepped closer. You changed my fate the moment you asked a stranger to dance. I chuckled. I thought you were lonely, not galactic royalty. And I thought you were a diplomat, not the only person brave enough to treat me like a person. She placed her hand in mine again. Dance with me, Jace, she whispered. No music. Her smile deepened. We'll make our own. And so we danced slow, clumsy, perfect, under 1,000 stars. When the station rotated just right, her crown's reflection glimmered faintly behind her, as though honoring her choice. But she didn't look at the crown. She looked at me. You know, I murmured. If I had known you were the queen, I probably wouldn't have dared ask. I know, she whispered. And that's why I'm glad you didn't. Our foreheads touched. In that moment, under galaxies swirling like paint across the darkness, the Queen of Veruloom and a human commander rewrote destiny. Not with treaties, not with war, but with a dance.
And a choice.